Now we continue with another great talk on AI. We have Zinke-Wehlmann with us from the Competence Center, Artificial Human Intelligence at the Institute for Applied Computer Science at the University of Leipzig, talking about data literacy, cultivating essential skills for tomorrow. Dr. Zinke-Wehlmann is a sociologist with a doctorate in computer science. He serves as the director of the KMI Competence Center, and his work and research reside at the fascinating intersections of digital technology, education, work, and services. Employing his multidisciplinary expertise, he investigates complex socio-technical problems that occur within these realms. Please welcome Zinke-Wehlmann.
Yeah, thanks a lot for this introduction. I would like to start with the topic today, which is kind of different from the topic before, because I want to talk about education. I want to talk about the groundings for AI, and even for this we heard before. I want to talk about data literacy, and I want to talk about how to cultivate these essential skills for tomorrow. So, first of all, what is an essential skill for tomorrow? I would like to have a briefing history point of view here. So what we see is, if we take in consideration some revolutions here called, or transformations, we see that we have a technology disruption which is very quick, raising technology into the society and into the economy. And then we have especially the educational system, which needs to adapt on this change, on this transformation, to lower the social pain resulting from this transition or from this transformation. And we are now in the stage where we have several transformations, and I want to talk about the digital transformation. And we need to think about we need to think about how to change the educational system to adapt to these technology transformations. And I want to talk, in this context, we not only talk about how to adapt the content, it's also about how to provide or how to conduct it with a sustainable development and how to link it to sustainable development goals. Like here, the quality education we already mentioned within the UN, and we also need to think about how to change the educational system to adapt on all the changes we see here today and of course in the society. Okay, this is only to take aware what I'm talking about. So what is the economy of tomorrow? And we heard it today. In the future, or maybe today as well, we have data-driven organizations and we have a data-driven society. This will be the new normal. We all take aware of this fact. So flexible data storage, real-time data flows, and ready-to-use data, and we see it in the presentation in the early morning here, will be the standard. And the data that we have there will embed it in every decision we take, in every interaction we have, and in every processes we have in society as well in economy. So data, in this sentence, I'm very thankful for the speaker in the morning. They said data has been treated like a product or like an asset. That means we need to take into consideration the whole life cycle of data, from raw data to data products. And data products is very broad, because the AI developments we see up to now are all also data products. They're all based on data, on good data. It's also about new roles in businesses. So the data chief officer will be a core business role, even if not today, so in the future. So the next thing is also very important. Data economy or data ecosystem will be very important, and the membership will be common sense. Because even the small organizations need to share and need to access to data they will need for their purposes and, of course, their processes. So data ecosystems we need to develop much more faster. And this is only about, okay, the economy of tomorrow, the data economy. So what's the state here in Germany? And the state is 1/3 of the economy is data ready from this perspective. And what we also see in this slide is that even the big companies are much more faster to adapt to this transformation, and the SME in Germany, there are a lot of SMEs, and they're just not that fast. And on the other side, we see a growing demand for data positions called here. That means positions which are required data competencies or data skills within their skill sets. And we also see here a growing demand. And both together, we have a bottleneck because we have a growing demand of data skills, and on the other side, we are not data ready. So there might be a relationship. And why is the relationship there? Because there are some other studies showing that education here is the key differentiator, because high-performing organizations, the employees are better in data literacy than in less. So this is very important, and this is the key insight I want to tell you. Education is the key, and we need to foster data literacy. And if we talk about data literacy, maybe you all have a different point of view on what is data literacy, because there's an ongoing debate on it. What is it? So what we understand under data literacy. And I want to take a short experiment with you, if you like to. So I put a small Menti with 2 questions, and I have to start it, I think, maybe. Wait. Yes. So the first question I would like to ask you is, what capabilities does a data literate person possess? So, and this is an open question. I did not give any answers, so please type a few capabilities you would like to see in a data literate person. So this is the first question, and the second question I will start, if you're just ready to type. What knowledge does a data literate person have? From my opinion, 2 different questions, maybe not from your opinion, but I will start the second question in a minute. Within the time that you are not bored, of course, I would like to tell about a short history of how defining data literacy, because it's very interesting that before 2015, and 2015 is the age where big data had a big wave of developments, some authors, or namely Ridsdale, firstly really define data literacy as the ability to handle with data in a critically manner. So this was the first one who really clearly, in a broader sense, defined data literacy. So after that, there was a huge gap, and I will check. Yes, this is very good. I do the next question on the Menti now. This was the first person, Ridsdale was the first person for, okay, what is it? So handle with data in a critical manner. And then, after that, the next authors just put it in a broader sense for civil society. And the next cornerstone here was 2019 with Schiller, which say, yeah, this is only the one side, the coding side, the getting aware with data and getting it into practice to a statistic or to BI or something like that. But the other side is also important, the decoding. It's about interpreting data in a broader sense. So, and this was the first mention that we connecting the data lifecycle and the literacy or some framework, some literacy framework, some competence framework. And also there are other authors which say, okay, we expand it because we see a development of something that is not real. The fake X, fake science, fake pictures, fake news. These are all things that develop from data not existing anymore, or not existing, and just created by AI out of existing data. So this is a phenomenon completely new, and we need to deal with it. And to deal with it is part of data literacy. And after 2019, we had a lot of developments of singular competence frameworks which describing for special purposes, even for teachers or for economy, and so on and so on. So this is an ongoing process to define what we understand about data literacy. And yeah, maybe a bit common is that we define it as a multi-literacy approach because there are a lot of literacy also existing for years, for decades, that is integrated into these frameworks and just took part of it. And what I want to do is to restructure it. And to do this, just to review some of your answers, I would like to introduce the answers now, hopefully. Yes. So the capabilities are very interesting. So yes, there are critical thinking, systems thinking, but there are also data processing, programming skills. Oh yeah, there are a lot of skills. Yeah, and if we take a closer look on the knowledge, because I see some analytical thinking, very good, empathy, very nice. So if you go on the next slides, we maybe show what is the difference about the knowledge. And we see, yeah, mathematics, and Excel. How to deal with Excel. Okay, this is very great because this is really important for a lot of people working every day in Excel, with Excel, or without Excel because they're just stuck in. So yes, thanks a lot for this because this is very important to define. And if we jump in the slides again, the approach I want to show or I want to introduce is that we have some specific content-related competencies which are related to data types, the data production, even the own data production, the data products like statistics or AI, and even the whole fake X things we have or we see in society, and we will, on generative AI as a trigger for that, to generate more fake things which are not have a relationship to reality. And even, of course, the literature frameworks, we hear a lot of things here about GDPR, about AI Act. These are also relevant for content-related competencies if we think about data literacy. And there are also process-related competencies we need to take aware. And we see this here, critical thinking, scientific methods. It's about data communication and, of course, decision-making based on data. It's a process-related skill because you can adapt it in every situation you have. So this is how I want to restructure data literacy, or we, but how to do it or how to bring it into the economy. So how fostering data literacy. The first insight, okay, we see that data literacy mainly are understood as technical training, but it's more than this. Organizations need to be aware that they need to change their organization and the culture for learning, for working, and for cooperation. And this comes along with the practices we have here for data literacy must be repeatable, replicable within the organizations. This comes along that we need to connect theory and practical application in a very new way, and also in learning settings to be able to bring it into real company use cases. Otherwise, the learning will not be conducted anywhere. So we need to rethink and restructure these educational settings. And we do it also if we just, I know lifelong learning is in the debates like for 50 years, but we need even now to foster this approach because we see a constant evolution of AI technologies. They will change, and it is discussed here before. So the change needs to be adapted, and we need to be able to adapt fast. Even companies, in economies, even small and even startups. So how we do it? This is all theory I present. So how to get into practice? So we started a project called Twor Data Competence, where we built an infrastructure, especially for Germany, where we combine learning environments, data tools, data workspaces, and data sets with data challenges to bring it into practice, to bring all these things I introduced into practice. And we do it, or we want to enable individual learning by providing different learning settings, training and reflection to provide an environment where we can put our exercises in, so that we can repeat the theory we learn in practice. We had the example of Jupyter Hub or Jupyter Notebooks. It was Python application, but we also think about other data tools. We need to connect here. So this enables individual practicing, and this is also about how companies can adapt, because they have to bring their own use cases in private or in business. And all around this, we put something like data challenges to motivate companies to put in and to motivate individuals to learn. I will come back to later, because yesterday we launched our first beta, and our first beta just is online now. I don't put the link here, this is a feature, but we have a small table here around here. You can go for the QR code. In this toolbox, up to now, it's a beta, it's very rough. We have the learning component, of course. We have some learning, some trainings. The trainings are connected to the Jupyter Notebooks, where we can learn we can practice what we learn in theory. And this is connected, or will be connected, because we are under development, to data sets for own projects, as well as for public data sets that are selected by us to conduct it into learning settings, to have surrounding for these data sets, and to work with it. This is the important thing here. And last but not least, we combine it all in data challenges, where we put together all the learning stuff and all the data sets to have an incentive to go through or to get in touch with the world of data literacy in practice, not only in theory. So, from my side, thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for listening. So, we see you at the table there.